Previously on Totally Lost.
It was the psychic pig that did this to him.
Your damn brig can't hold me. Aaron's not going to the island.
Yes! You're back to normal!
Last week's episode was called This Place's Death. Gut reaction. Tell me, what'd you think of it?
I think this episode had a lot of key moments.
Yeah.
But you gotta start with an arm being ripped out of its socket.
That was awesome.
It was a little bit Anaconda maybe, a little kind of campy Evil Dead 2 kind of moment. But completely worked for the show.
Swallow this.
Maybe the most graphic moment we've seen on Lost.
I got a sort of like Return of the Jedi Sarlacc pit kind of like vibe.
Here's my big theory. Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords
Right.
was Russo's boyfriend.
There's been a big mix-up, Brett. A disastrous mix-up.
The producers have always said that every time we see Smokey now, we get to learn one new thing. The big revelation about Smokey here is that he makes his home underneath this mythical temple thing. We've heard about the temple before. The first time I really remember hearing about the temple was at the end of season 3 when Ben was about to make the raid.
You're going to take everyone to the temple as planned.
And I believe last season when Ben told everyone, hey, the freighter folk are coming.
This is a map to the temple. It's a sanctuary. It may be the last safe place on this island.
And unfortunately, they never made it. Clearly, I think one of the mysterious bits of business was he dragged that guy down into his little hell. Yes, Montan lost his arm, but right before Jin disappeared in the time flash, they were going to do a rescue mission because they could hear him down there screaming.
No!
What was Smokey doing with him down there? Was he just kind of saving him for a snack for later? Or maybe Smokey doesn't eat or destroy all his victims.
Is Smokey manipulating their voices, or who's to say that that's actually still them?
Yeah, there was that scene where after Jin kind of like popped back into a different time frame, he found Danielle and Robert arguing on the beach, and it sounded very much like she was convinced that something had happened to him when he went down into that hole, that he had changed into something.
One thing about the time travel, when it does get a little confusing, it is nice to know that we're getting these moments of just completely satisfying fill in the blanks. Whether it's Danielle and finding out a little bit about the sickness. Or what they gave us several episodes ago when Locke met Charles Widmore.
Charles Widmore? What's it to you?
And Locke had that big smile, and it was sort of like, you know, it's funny, you're an even bigger in the future and you don't even know that yet. And it's like, Uncle Joey behind the bars, better get used to these bars, kid.
Your Uncle Joey didn't make parole again.
It just feels like when they're filling in those blanks, I'm really happy. I guess the big question now becomes, as I'm trying to, you know, unpack all the rules of time travel. So does this mean that when Danielle shows up in season 1 and meets Jin, does she know that she had that encounter with him?
You disappeared!
No, please, wait!
I say that she didn't recall Jin because my theory on the time travel in the show is these memories aren't uploaded or booted in people's heads until both parties have had the experience. I think the precedent for this was established last year in The Constant.
This is changing the future.
You can't change the future.
Desmond went and sought out Faraday in the past. They had a memorable adventure together in Faraday's lab. But apparently, Faraday came to the island with no memory of this. And it wasn't until Desmond went and did it. That was the trigger. Once he had that experience, both of them had the memory. I think that we have these very famous examples of time travel in pop culture, and we want it to make sense. I mean, I think the Back to the Future analogy is great because what do we see in Back to the Future? You know, Marty McFly gets in a DeLorean, and together they go back in time.
Doc? Oh, hi, Marty. I didn't hear you come in.
If this was Back to the Future, then what should happen is both the castaways and the island should be traveling together. The island is the DeLorean, the castaways are Marty McFly's.
Whoa, this is heavy.
But that is not what is happening.
They don't have a time machine that they can get in. There's not a DeLorean. So the idea of basically saying, I'm going to travel back to 1938 and I'm going to kill, you know, Adolf Hitler. Probably you'd want to go earlier than 38 because by then it was, you know, things had gone.
38 was okay.
Maybe in his early childhood, perhaps. Either way, our guys don't have control over that. Obviously, the island is unstable right now, so they're kind of hopping around, and who knows where they end up.
When I was little, there was this man, this crazy man, and he really scared me.
Charlotte died.
Charlotte died.
He told me that if I came back, I would die.
Were you sad?
I wasn't that sad, I'll be honest with you.
Why?
I don't know if well.
Because are you a heartless bastard?
No. I'm a big fan of Miles. I'm a big fan of Faraday. I'm not sure I ever really fully latched on to Charlotte. And I feel like she will ultimately be defined by a lot of nosebleeds and a very sickly look on her face.
Daniel, I think that man was you.
Not only was he on the island, he was almost like a Ben-like figure and sort of commanded her to leave.
It's interesting that you should compare him to Ben, though, because what did we learn last year?
Well, the others didn't wipe out the Dharma Initiative.
They did wipe them out, Hugo. But it wasn't my decision.
And whose was it?
Their leaders.
In the season premiere, we saw Daniel Faraday in the Dharma Pass, down in the Orchid Station. Is Daniel Faraday going to be the leader of the others? Is he going to wage some kind of war on Dharma to maybe stop their time travel experiments, to maybe try to save Charlotte's life? That's what I'm rolling the dice on right now, is that Faraday is going to end up being revealed as Ben's first boss.
That's the power of love.
The title of the episode is 3:16. Could that be a biblical reference to John 3:16? John Locke 3:16?
No, crazy. It's clearly a reference to track 7, disc 2, Van Halen's 1993 live album, Eddie Van Halen's guitar solo, 11 minutes, 37 seconds of awesome. Prepare to meet 2 new characters in business class.
So someone is flying in this episode?
2 new characters. Nikki and Paulo aren't new, and they're dead. I don't know who it is.
Ben will tell a lie while reading Ulysses.
Sorry.
Ben telling a lie? That doesn't seem right. Maybe this teaser's a lie. It's blank, dude.
I wrote something on there. What do you mean it's blank?
It's blank. There's nothing on it.
That's weird. That's just so weird.
All right, fine. I'm sending you one then. It's a doozy.
Okay, very funny. You got me back. Blank piece of paper.
That is really weird because I did not do that.
Nothing here. Teaser. Teaser game imploding.
Well, now what we're going to do, this is totally stupid.
What is that?
Dear Sucky Hacks, if you want to see the rest of your teasers, follow the trail. Wait, there's a PS too. PS, you guys are sucky hacks. Okay, Piggy. We'd like the teasers.
Quit the fooling around, man. Or it, or pig, or whatever you are. Dan?
It's demands.
Piggy has demands.
Yes.
Great.
1. Kate delivered to me in a bikini, no one piece.
This is insane. You guys are crazy.
On this kind of short notice, I can't deliver.
2. End bacon exploitation now.
I have no control.
That's never going to happen. 3. He wants a limo with unlimited hummus.
I
which you hate.
No.
I know you hate hummus.
I will never even get near hummus.
4. If you don't do the above, you have to do that thing I asked you to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that.
So I guess this is we're screwed.
Okay, Piggy, we did what you asked. Give us the teasers.
The Oceanic 6 is going back to the island sooner than you think.
Let's get started.
The lamppost lights the way back to the island. What does that mean?
What is the lamppost? Look behind you. What kind of clue was that? That doesn't make any sense.
Holy
I'm allowed to have chocolate before dinner. No one puts Piggy in a corner.
Oh, God!
I'm out, bitches. Oh my God.
Where did Piggy go?